What do you think? Who do you think is going to win the championship out of George?
I'm Elle.
And I'm Pat, and we are Paddock 43.
And this is your F1 fix.
Hello.
Hello.
This is not Elle. Well, it's me. It's Pat. But
It is not Elle.
It is not Elle. Can you guys recognize whose beautiful voice this is?
Hello.
Do you want to? I mean, you don't have to introduce. Ah!
Oh no.
We lost the camera. You don't have to introduce yourself because people know who you are. But do you want to who's speaking?
It is Danii here.
Hey, Danii.
Again.
What up?
It's like my third time now.
It's your third time.
I think so.
It's your third time. Second time in the roving studio.
Yes.
We're just driving around these lovely, lovely streets. And we're a bit tired.
Yeah.
A bit tired after this morning.
Did you watch it live?
No, I didn't.
No, neither.
Yeah, Miami Grand Prix this morning. Obviously, you and I were texting each other about how shit it was. The fact that the times changed.
Yes. I was getting a lot of comments on my video
Yeah.
saying that it was a lot of people in America that didn't understand that we don't get good
Yeah.
race times.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was fighting for my life in my comments this morning at like 5:30 a.m.
But I feel like people were extra nasty recently.
Yeah.
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 I know you posted something, but I also got some comments where normally I just brush it off, but I was like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Because I did a video and I said it's been postponed. Okay, no, it hasn't been postponed. It's been pushed out.
Yeah.
And I knew that it had been brought forward, but it's that kind of terminology where obviously I'm not stupid. I'm aware that it was brought forward.
Yeah.
And also because I initially said postpone, I thought, well, it's not really postponed. But
Yeah.
someone's like, learn how to speak English. It's like,
Learn how to be a nice person.
learn how to be a nice person.
Not that hard.
No, not that hard. Yeah, it was for the international listeners that are listening. I might turn the car off. The international listeners that are listening, we were supposed to have it at 6
a.m.
a.m. And due to thunderstorms, it wasn't even the fact that it was thunderstorms, it was the fact that there was lightning predicted.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was brought forward, which we will get into. But I think before we get into Miami Grand Prix, there was two things that I said to you that I wanted to speak about.
Yes.
One, obviously, I'm sure people saw the news, and if they didn't, well, here it is. So the timetable came out for next year.
Yeah.
Australia Grand Prix is no longer starting the season.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings on this.
Same.
Is it 100% confirmed?
I think so, and I was
Okay.
thinking about it this morning as well, because you know how they're doing the construction?
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest part of it.
That was my thoughts too.
Yeah, that's I think the biggest part, because I think, you would have seen, remember when we first were told about the construction and the changes and all that?
Yeah.
At Albert Park Circuit, and I thought, how are they going to get this done?
Yeah, no way.
How are they going to get this done in such a short period? Because it was literally a week after OzGP, they started tearing down the buildings.
There's still the grandstands are up.
Yeah.
But the pit building is completely gone.
Yeah, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah.
I just realised, I hope the child lock thing doesn't go off.
Soon find out.
Soon we will find out. That's a frustrating thing. I haven't turned that off because I actually do appreciate the child lock. But yeah, So Australian Grand Prix, what are your feelings?
I have mixed feelings. I love having the opener because it's exciting. And, we get to see, we got to see the new rigs and everything first.
Yeah.
But also
Pressure.
the pressure, the weight.
Yeah.
But now, if it's, say, I think it was mid-April.
Yeah.
And we had it, the first week of March?
First week of March,
We're going to have to wait 13 months until we have an in-person
I
race.
know, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm kind of this, initially when I heard about it, I thought, that's a bummer because it is that fun thing that we get, the first race of the season. But at the same time, and I spoke about it a lot at the beginning of the season, in our episodes, that I personally found it a little bit, I found that winter break really long. And tiring, and I was just over it, and I just wanted F1 to be back.
Yeah.
And I felt like, especially, Elle and I were saying that we were sort of struggling content-wise because there just wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I think all F1 creators feel that way. It's like you're
100%.
trying to enjoy the break because we don't really get holidays, but then at the same time you're feeling crappy about yourself because you're not creating content, and then you're kind of getting this head cycle. And I felt a bit like, we didn't feel like, and I know I spoke this about with you at the AusGP, where we felt like we hadn't really done enough before the AusGP.
Yeah.
So I think that in that sense, that makes me feel good that at least we'll kind of be in the season and
we're like warmed up, ready to go.
warmed up.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing where it was like we started a race without a warm up.
Yeah.
And now we actually get a bit of a warm up. So
Yeah.
in that sense, I'm happy. But yeah, I wonder if it will. I mean, it's never guaranteed that we're the first race of the season.
No.
So.
We just got so lucky this year.
So lucky.
So
lucky. I know, because we got to see all the regulation changes first.
Yeah.
It will be, I mean, given the state of the world right now, we don't even know what's going to happen. I mean, obviously, like Saudi Arabia and Bahrain were cancelled this year. So it's like, will they even happen? We don't know.
It's going to be very TBC.
It's going to be very TBC.
Yeah.
But then the other thing I was going to say as well, which I read before, and I feel like this news was slightly diluted in the news feed because of Miami Grand Prix, was that Mohammed Ben Sulayem has confirmed that V8 engines will be back in 2031.
Insane.
Insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone talk about this.
No.
Really.
No, I literally popped up and I thought, is this fake news?
Yeah.
And even as we're speaking about it right now, I'm like, is this fake news?
I know. I've seen like a couple of posts, but
Yeah.
I guess the new rigs of Miami Grand Prix, it just kind of didn't get talked about.
No.
Or it's maybe not 100% confirmed, but
Yeah, maybe not. I just think there's so much chatter about, and negative chatter about the new regulations and about how they're saying that it's just ruined it, and
yeah,
I think it's exciting.
it is exciting.
It's exciting.
2031 is a long time, but it's also not.
I know so much can happen in that time. I know it's not. It's really not. Like, if you think about it, 2031 is essentially how long ago COVID was.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Right?
That's wild.
That's wild.
I don't like that.
No, neither. No, it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh dear, how old would you be?
Yeah.
But it'll be exciting when I get to be like, and this is what it used to be like.
Yeah.
That's what it used to sound like.
And then it's like, I feel like I felt this way when our last regulations that we had came into play.
Yeah, yep.
It takes so long for it to click and start to work.
Exactly.
And then by the time it does, we've already decided that we're moving on to something else. So it's like, is this new set of rigs going to have just clicked and then they're going to change it all completely again?
Yeah. What I think fascinating as well is one of the first things that came into my head was obviously the net zero.
Yes.
And striving to net zero.
Good
is
point.
that just being completely axed?
Yeah.
And it's tricky because, you know, we were talking about how lovely the autumn leaves were before. Like, I'm torn personally, and I don't know if you feel the same way. I am torn. I have two minds where I'm like, yes, save the environment.
Yeah.
And then the other part of me is just like, petrol.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Like, bring back fast cars, and is it going to like Formula E-esque? And
That's the thing. Formula E already exists.
And
I feel like there are so many other ways F1 can improve
yes,
than changing the cars. Like the
agreed.
the calendar. The moving back and forth throughout the entire world could very much be more streamlined.
Which they're doing it.
They are.
They've definitely streamlined it a lot more than
Yes.
what it used to be a couple of years ago. But I do agree. I still sometimes look at it and go, like, for example, Miami.
Yeah.
Why was Miami now?
Yeah.
It was like they did, like, essentially like Asia Pacific, Australasia.
Yeah.
Australasia, then it was supposed to be like the Middle Eastern races.
Yeah.
Then Miami, then Monaco. Miami, like, if anything.
And Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
And then we go back
And then we go back, yeah.
to America. And then we go somewhere else. And then we go back for Vegas.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I know that obviously there's things like weather. Like, I, for example, was thinking about it this morning with Miami Grand Prix. Obviously, Miami is considered the tropics.
Yeah.
And a big part of the tropics you're dealing with is things like cyclones and the tropical storms and
Yeah.
hurricanes and all that. And I guess similarly in Singapore.
Yeah.
Because I do always think it's interesting that Singapore is like September, October,
Yeah.
when it could be at the beginning of the year.
I mean, Japan used to be in October as well.
Yeah.
So maybe they will move Singapore, but then the heat factors into
The
it.
heat factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singapore's tricky.
Singapore's tricky. Singapore's one of those ones where I guess they're dealing with cyclones and hurricanes
Yeah.
and those sorts of tropical storms. Yeah, interesting. I mean, that's kind of, watch this space. I am excited. Again,
Yeah.
we don't know. It's a long time away, but I think we need to talk about what we just witnessed this morning, Miami Grand Prix.
It feels already like it was so long ago.
I know. And again, I do feel frustrated that we didn't get to watch it when we wanted to watch it.
I know.
But it was really nice. Like, I was thinking, though, I was very happy at the fact that we got a sprint. You know, we had this, like, 5-week wait, and then we got a sprint weekend, which I always think sprint... I know people are on the fence about sprint weekends. I personally love a sprint weekend because it just means we just get extra F1.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I see why, like, some
People
of the
don't like
drivers don't like it. But
Yes.
I think having the extra half an hour practice made a difference too.
Yes.
But yeah, as a spectator, it makes it more exciting.
100%. And I think the teams needed it as well.
Yes.
I think sprint races this year are crucial. And again, the fact that we were coming off that extra regulations were put into play this weekend.
Yeah.
And also, the fact that we got to watch it at a normal time.
Normal, yeah. I love that normal.
Well, I know people are like, let's do it. The race. But, you know, sprint race, I did not watch at normal time. That was at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
But then quali was at 6 a.m.
Yes. I normally watch the replays when I wake up around 6, 7 a.m. anyway.
Yep.
So it was good for me. That's why I was so excited for the race to be at 6 a.m. I was like, perfect. But I got up at 5 to watch it anyway.
Yeah. I also got up at 5.
And at least you can kind of skip. Because I don't watch it live anymore because when it's late, because if there's safety cars, red flags, you can be up for like 4 hours.
Literally. And I've been there before. And
yeah.
to the people that make those comments of,
yeah, I had a few of those.
yeah, you're not a real fan, blah, blah, blah. Let me say, when I was younger, right? When I was younger, and granted we're young.
Yeah.
When I was like younger and in a different phase in my life, I loved getting up and watching F1.
I watched everything live.
Watched everything live. Like, we have jobs
Yeah.
and I have a child.
Literally.
And I think regardless,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. I mean, it is frustrating though, because I always think to myself, there's been times where I'm like, I'm going to avoid looking at anything.
Yeah.
And I literally just, if my mind is conscious, I will not look. But I like woke up and went like this, and straight away I read Kimi Antonelli won.
Yeah. I think because I watch it with my partner, Jamie, as well. So it's like, he goes to work at 7. Yeah. So we'll get up at 5. We have like that routine all the time, so we both just don't touch our phones.
So nice.
He puts the laptop in bed.
Yeah.
Normally I like sleep for another like the first like 10 laps because I hate a race start. If you don't know me, I can't do it. Too much stress. And rightfully so after today's race.
Yeah.
That proves why I don't like race starts.
Why don't you like today's race?
As a Max and a Liam household, it was a tough day.
It was a tough day.
Yeah.
It was a tough day. I thought, I mean, you didn't watch the race start, but what I thought was interesting was, granted, I was like, yay, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
because
a great
Charles,
day for both of us.
No, not a great day for both of us. Charles was leading, but on the first corner, both Kimi and Max locked up.
Yeah.
And actually looked really cool, the visual, because
Yeah.
they sort of locked up, and then Charles took off.
Yeah, great for you.
Great for me, and then it wasn't great for me as any Ferrari fan.
Yeah, standard. At this point.
Standard. Also the fact that, so this weekend, I can't remember, I know Ferrari brought 11 upgrades. I think McLaren, it was like 8 or 9 or something.
And Mercedes was similar?
No, Mercedes didn't bring any.
Oh, that's next race.
Yeah, which, that was the other thing. There was so much conversation about, Ferrari, like, they're going to do well this weekend because of the upgrades, and, like, maybe Mercedes won't do.
I mean...
So, like, what's Canada going to be like with their upgrades?
Yeah, who knows, honestly.
Who knows?
I don't know what's going on in that Mercedes garage, but they're doing something right.
They're doing a lot right. And I did say, I was going to say, who's not doing right? Aston Martin.
They both finished the race, though.
They finished the race. That's true. They finished the race.
Is that the first time this season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. First time they both finished, which is great.
Yeah.
Also, I should mention quickly Williams as well, both points.
Yeah, that's huge.
Franco Colapinto, P7, his best result. Well done. But yeah, the Ferraris, so they knew that rain was coming. I think one of the race engineers predicted, not in Ferrari,
Yeah.
I think it was McLaren.
Lap 25.
Lap 25.
Yeah.
Rain is coming. And they were like, this race engineer was spot on. Lap 25, the rain came. And they put inters on Charles' car way too early. And he was like,
What are we doing?
what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Why is no one consulting me?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
Ugh.
And then
It's a tale as old as time.
Taylor's
honestly.
oldest time. And then he crashed in the last lap.
I because I had literally just said, oh my God, poor Charles, because he'd lost the places.
Yeah.
And then that happens, and the way the commentary was, they were like, he's out of the race.
Oh my gosh,
and I was like, oh my God, he's hit the wall and he's out.
Yeah.
So at least he finished.
At least he finished,
But then
but then
20-second penalty?
20-second penalty. And then this is the thing that frustrates me about F1 sometimes, and I understand that there's rules in place for a reason, but
Yes.
then they wanted to penalise him because they said that the car was too unsafe to drive. And then I thought it was interesting because one of the Sky News commentators was like, Nigel Mansell like pushed his car to a finish in Dallas.
I remember when
fair enough.
Lewis Hamilton was at Silverstone and he raced on 3 wheels.
Yes, raced on 3 wheels. I'm like, he had 4 wheels on his car, so I don't understand. So that was very frustrating. My heart broke for Charles because his face was just broken.
Yeah.
His face was broken.
He just can't catch a break.
Can't catch a break. Lewis was pretty bummed as well.
Yeah. I mean, Lewis has probably gone to get ready for the Met Gala now.
I know. I was actually looking at my calendar and I was like, oh my God.
It's the first
Monday is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if anyone else will go.
I don't know.
Because
Maybe Charles?
Maybe Charles, yeah. I know last year, who's the actor that was in the F1 movie?
Yeah.
He was there.
He was there.
I mean, not to say he's an F1 driver, but he was there. But
and Daniel was there the year before.
And Daniel, so that was the year before that Daniel was there.
Yeah.
Why do I think someone else was there last year? Yeah, he's rushing off. It's on the topic of Lewis. I don't know if you saw, I saw this clip pop up where, you know, all the fan zone things that going on over race weekend, and Charles and Lewis were chatting, and they were on one of the fan stages, and then they're chatting to Charles, and then so Lewis, how was Coachella?
I did see that.
He's like,
and Charles is just smirking.
Literally, he's like,
yeah, how was Coachella?
And he was so diplomatic, but you can tell he was so taken back. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I was just there, saw Bieber, he was great, but I wasn't really there because then I left. I'm like,
Okay.
Okay.
K's supposed to say otherwise.
Kimi K, Demois, all the
Will we get
the
a hard launch
tabloids
tomorrow? At the Met Gala.
Yes.
That's what I'm waiting for. I mean, we've kind of already had. You can't even. Her post was a bit of a hard launch.
Her post was a bit of a hard
I'm
launch.
like, I recognise that hand.
Yeah,
I know
hand.
that hand. Yeah.
I know that. I mean, was it you had said something about a laugh?
Oh, the video.
The video laugh? Yeah.
Everyone in the comments like, that is Lewis Hamilton's laugh.
It's funny because remember we were speculating, will she be at OzGP?
Yeah. I mean, I did wonder if she would be at Miami, but
yeah,
because there's so many celebrities there anyway.
Yeah. Oh God, on the topic of celebrities.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon. Did you see?
I can't watch it. I get secondhand embarrassment.
Oh my God.
Like I can't do it.
Also, I was thinking about this because was it last year or the year prior that they had Trump?
Ooh. I think it was last year.
Right?
Yeah.
And I am kind of like, have they purposely brought Jimmy Fallon? Because obviously Jimmy Fallon's like kind of copped it a bit recently for making comments about Melania and Trump, and I was like, was this a strategic? I was like, it has to be strategic that they're trying to like go the complete opposite way.
Interesting.
Look, I find like some things he says funny, but watching that. That was atrocious. And for those that haven't seen, obviously, the Martin Brundle on the grid walk, Martin Brundle's like, hey, Jimmy, like clearly, like, sorry to say it, but he's clearly had some substances that are illegal.
He's not in a normal state of mind.
Normal state. And when he's like, all the comments where he goes like, he's like, Motor, hey, what's up? But you want anything?
And he's like grabbing him by the shoulders. I saw that.
Yeah. And then he grabs the microphone with his mouth and goes, oh, Martin's like, you can keep that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so you know like the fluffy thing that goes on the microphone? He's like, yeah! And then he goes, oh, and grabs it.
Oh my God.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
Very disturbing. Yeah, because he had his glasses on the entire time. I was like, this is yucky.
Yeah, is it like a stunt to cover something else up?
Yeah.
What's he doing? That's so weird.
I'm like, there's so many celebrities that are great. I mean, I obviously love Patrick Dempsey. He's at most F1 races. And I'm like, he deserves that spot for sure.
Yeah.
And then there was, who's that Irish actor? Like it's
Colin.
Yes, Colin Firth.
Yeah.
Colin Firth. But anyway, sorry, back to the race. It was a good race.
It was a good race.
Like, it was enjoyable. Not the greatest of races, but I
No.
found it enjoyable.
I think up until like lap 30, I was pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, sorry, you go.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the Audis.
Oh, the Audis, yeah.
They're just
Hulkenberg.
not having a good time.
No.
But was it Gabby in the sprint?
Yeah, Gabby in the sprint. Yep. He
And-
was disqualified.
Yeah.
And then,
Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg.
In sprint quali?
Yes, Hulkenberg in sprint quali.
Both
and then
their cars went on fire.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, something, I don't know. I just feel like they're not having a good time.
No. I mean, look, they haven't been horrific.
It's not them, it's the car.
It's the car.
Yeah.
It's the car, exactly. Yeah, it's a shame because it's just such a sexy car.
It's so good. And I've lost. Do we know what's happening with Jonathan Wheatley? He left.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan Wheatley left.
Yeah.
I was watching Mattia Binotto over
Yeah.
the weekend. So he's CEO and what's it called?
Not team principal.
And team principal.
He is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening there. That will be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Look, we knew that Audi wasn't going to be the most incredible team on the grid.
No. But I think they've shown the pace.
But they've shown the pace.
It's just
yeah.
the reliability.
Especially like I remembered OzGP.
Yeah.
Because
They were
yeah.
10th and 11th.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And then Nico didn't start.
Nico didn't start.
Yeah,
Exactly.
'cause we
That's
were
right.
in-
Because we were
We were in the Audi suite.
Well, I wasn't in Audi on race, but you were on
Yeah.
race day. Yes.
Yeah. And
Great
I remember
vantage point.
so good. So like the drivers parade, they came past and like waved to the suite. We're like, oh my god! And then all of a sudden,
And then he just got
his
stuck.
car just we
Yeah.
didn't see.
Yeah.
So between him and Oscar, we
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on.
I was watching that on the screen. He came round, and then I was like, wait, he came back into the pits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. I mean, we said Cadillac and Audi weren't going to be like top performers.
Yeah.
Like they do have potential.
They do.
Again, like a lot of changes came into this weekend, so the cars are sort of just trying to figure out what is happening.
I feel like it's going to take a good another maybe even 10 races.
Yeah, agreed. Like it's such a. And for those that are watching, it's just my hands up, going, I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. Pierre Gasly. He was like beached on the side. I always like we can laugh about it when we know they're safe.
Yeah. Which they didn't show it
Yeah.
for so long.
They didn't show it for a long time.
We were just watching Liam's, because obviously we're focusing on Liam. We just saw the name drop and then Pierre's name drop, and
Yeah.
we're just looking at Isaac, which again.
Isaac, yeah.
But like they showed him in the car for so long and then just didn't show it. I'm like, are they okay?
Yeah. And then we see Pierre on his side. Just hanging upside down.
It's-
Not upside down, like on the side.
Yeah. Literally like
On
this.
the side. And
Yeah.
Isaac Hadjar was like bashing his.
And they just keep showing it.
Yeah.
I think this is not so much going off topic, but we said before we started that we're both kind of feeling just a little bit disconnected
Yep.
from the sport at the moment.
Yeah.
But I feel like part of that is the lack of radios. I really don't
Yeah.
like not hearing.
Yeah, that's a good observation. That's a very good observation.
Yeah. Even
Lack of radios.
like we saw his car for so long. Him, obviously, maybe they didn't play it for those reasons, but even Liam and Pierre, like, we didn't hear anything.
No.
Nothing. And it's like, we're just relying on the commentary and what they
Yeah.
think is happening.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's leading to why I'm feeling a little bit just
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. That's true. I think the big one as well is the fact that we did have such a big break.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think, I think that the thing that I'm finding frustrating is obviously there's so much conversation about regulation changes and chatter and all this, but we're not, I don't know, like we're maybe not getting so much from like team principals, we're not getting that much from drivers.
It's just a lot of speculation.
Yeah, it's like a lot of speculation and like random statements that pop up and we're not getting a lot. I think something as well, you know, last week Elle and I spoke about the changes that were coming into play. And, you know, we're talking about like megajoules and the change of the megajoules. And I was talking about with Peter afterwards. I was like, I think something as well that I find is that I'm not an engineer.
No.
And there's only and I'm trying to wrap my head around how to understand how exactly it impacts the cars.
Yeah.
And and there's only so much we can explain.
Yeah.
Something I did find interesting, there was a snippet over the weekend where Ted Kravitz and Bella James, like I don't know if you saw that. So she was like asking him about what's happening, and he explained it in the most layman terms. And there's only so much explaining that they can do. And that was a good one, because, you know, so you read it and you're going, okay, well, it's gone from like 250 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts. And you're going, okay. But there's so much of the puzzle that we're seeing, especially with this with the battery, that, you know, there's so many compartments that move that we're not going to fully understand.
And like we all want to, especially as like creators who are talking about it, but we're not engineers.
No,
we're not gonna. And like other people that are actually in the sport also are probably still getting their heads around everything.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I remember during OSGP, and I was like, I feel for the Sky Sports commentators.
Oh, yeah.
Like even Martin, was it Martin or was it someone was speaking? Maybe it was Martin Brundle. I can't. One of the commentators over the weekend, they were talking and they were like, blah, 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 you know, the 7 milliliters, megaliters, and then Ted was like, the megajoules. I'm like, even they're confused.
It would be a lot. And like, they have been doing it for so long. They've gotten their rhythms and flows. And this is just like completely different, really.
Very, very different.
Yeah. And like, Martin can use his, you know, prior experience, but like, that doesn't really matter now.
No.
Like, it's not relatable.
No.
So, yeah, I feel for them. But we're all learning.
We're all learning. But hey, the McLarens.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Oscar didn't sound too happy.
No, he didn't. He didn't sound too happy.
No.
But I was like, he was on the podium.
Yeah.
Like, finally. Like, great to see him on the... I mean, not finally. He's had one podium. But, like, great to see him on the podium.
Like, are we forgetting the first 2 races?
Yes.
This is an improvement.
It is an improvement, exactly. And the fact that, you know, seeing both McLarens up there, I'm like, well, clearly
they've done something right.
Yeah, the upgrades did something. You know, you got to take the wins. And also, sprint race as well. But, okay, Kimi.
Insane. I think it was Jensen doing the interviews afterwards. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. He's like, you're 19 years old. Like, even he's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
He broke a record. So he's had his 3rd consecutive win from a 3rd consecutive pole. No one else has done this before.
Wow.
Like, no other driver.
He's already... Sorry, this is not good for you. No. But, like, he is almost... You know what I'm going to say. He is almost going to pass Charles's pole to win ratio.
Yeah, I know.
Like... it's crazy to think about.
It's crazy.
19.
It's crazy. I know I shouldn't be thinking this, but I am. Part of me is thinking, okay, we're going to see Mercedes dominance this year. Hopefully it's not a massive... Like, hopefully things change throughout the year.
Yeah. Who do you think the rivalry is going to be between?
With George.
Okay, yeah, we're on the same page. Which I'm here for that.
Yeah. And it's... Oh, I feel bad, because I know a lot of people don't like George. Do you like George?
He's not my favourite.
Yeah.
He's not my favourite, but, like, he's there.
See, I like George. Elle is very much like... Screw him, he sucks, blah, blah. She has strong feelings about him.
Yeah.
I can understand a lot of people feel that way about him. I get it.
I think I was a big George fan when he was in the Williams.
It's because
the vibe always changes with Mercedes. I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. But I feel like the Mercedes, there's just a vibe there. Like, look at Bottas when he was there.
I know.
He went so under the radar, came out, and he just got this whole new personality.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, he just got, like, pushed down. All his personality got
Whereas
pushed
it's going
down.
to be interesting how they go about who's going to be like the number 1 driver.
Well, yeah.
Because Toto and Kimi, like that's his prodigy. You know what I mean? But so was George.
Yeah. And George was supposed to be the number 1 driver.
Yeah.
I know that, like, typically if we're going off, like, Miami specifically, like, Miami typically is not a great track for George. Like, he hasn't had a lot of luck there.
Yeah.
Canada, we'll see. Watch his space. I mean, obviously, like, Kimi's still very young and young in his career, and I know that he has a lot to learn. Right, here's the thing. Last year, McLaren was dominating.
Yes.
And it kind of got to the point where it's like, it was exciting because there was still potential for other championship winners.
Yeah.
I'm talking like drivers' championship.
Yeah.
But it was particularly like a McLaren dominance.
Yeah. I think that was exciting then as well. because it wasn't Red Bull for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed. And obviously, like, the rivalry between Oscar and Lando, like, that was really exciting to see.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's going to be a repeat this year, but with George and Kimi.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But what I love about, not love, but like the difference between, this is again coming back as a Liam fan. I have very strong feelings, obviously. But this is what happens when a team looks after and develops a junior driver properly.
Yeah.
Like, Kimi is obviously talented. It's in there, but also he was nurtured and brought into the sport.
He was, yep.
Whereas you look at someone like Liam, Jack, Dylan.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's,
Elle and I have spoken about this and about, you're the same. Like, you have a corporate background as well. And how certain leaders make you better
100%.
in the workplace.
Yeah.
Certain bosses. And we were using that example, literally, the Jack Doohan example. How Jack, you mentioned Liam Lawson as well. They just haven't had mentors. Granted, not those teams don't have the budget that Mercedes has.
Yeah.
But Toto Wolff is incredible. An incredible mentor. And obviously it works. Like, you're investing in the future, which is what brands struggle to do and what they should do. Invest in the future.
Which is, I feel like Red Bull, obviously, ever since all of that, has had a complete 180 of their staff. But I feel like that's what they failed to do. They were just looking for someone, because they were winning the championships, they were getting, they were constructors, they were winning.
Dominating.
They wanted to keep that going.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, okay, let's nurture whoever we're going to bring up, not necessarily just Liam.
Yeah.
Let's just make the right decision. But anyway, that's in the past. But this just proves what happens when you do it right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But hey, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win the championship out of George or Kimi? Kimi.
Yeah, my gut says Kimi.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm in two minds. I'm like, I think Kimi, my gut says Kimi, but then I think, is George going to put his foot down and then say, this isn't fair, blah, 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 and then they're going to do like a 180. But I just think Toto Wolff isn't
I don't
like
think
that.
they'd listen to him.
Yeah.
If he did.
Like, Toto Wolff is very much just like, well, no, whoever's the best is the best. Not like Zach Brown that was like, maybe this person, maybe this person. Oh, it's going to be a fight till the end. Oh, let's do this.
Oh
like,
my God.
I think Toto Wolff is very much business, not like entertainment.
And again, George could leave. Whereas Kimi, if he's got someone, he's seen the talent, he can keep him there. Like, I think in my opinion, what has motivated Toto is seeing what happened with Max.
Yeah.
The age. There are children in the car.
Yeah, we are the children.
Like, the age, the way he's come in.
Yeah.
It's not the same as Max, because that's never going to happen again. But it's similar. And I feel like that, in my opinion, is what motivated Toto to be like, we need to lock in on someone that's got the potential.
That will stay.
And yeah, it's paid off now.
Yeah,
and I bet he just laughs every time he thinks about Red Bull, because
100%.
And that's coming from a Red Bull fan.
That's come from Red Bull fan, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because there was something that made me laugh over coverage this weekend where Toto Wolff and Max were walking together before sprint.
Yeah.
And then Naomi Sheaf was making a comment about how there's so many changes happening in F1, and I was like, could this be an omen?
I would love
Max to take George's seat.
It would just be cherry on top.
Cherry on top. But we need to wrap this up. I want to know, green flag, red flag for the week.
Red flag is obviously, I think, just VCARB overall. It wasn't just Liam's.
It doesn't have to be F1 related, by the way. It can also just be in your life. But
but this is...
Yeah.
This is probably the biggest thing that's happened to me this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad. And I feel like, is it the special livery that's just like a bad omen?
Ugh.
I don't know. They always have so much hype, and then I hate when
lemon.
someone does something special. It was the lemon, which they were talking about limes. I don't know. But just VCARB as a whole is my red flag. My green flag, what did I do last week? I've had a few red flags, actually. My hockey team's out of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are you, though? It's kind of your team.
Yeah,
if you've got to have a team.
It would be the Ducks.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all right. I just have a nice, relaxing 2 months.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to be stressed, so I can just watch hockey. So maybe that's my green flag.
Yep. Okay.
My team's out of the playoffs, but now I can just enjoy
Hockey.
watching the other teams and not stress for the next 2 months.
Nice.
Yeah. What's yours?
Mine. Okay, my red flag would probably be, I'm sure there's one along the line that was earlier on in the week, but my red flag is the fact that they changed Miami Grand Prix time.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to it and just derailed my plans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's first world problems. And then my green flag, I was going to say just how beautiful the autumn leaves are.
It's so
Obviously,
good.
We're getting old.
Yeah, this is 30.
This is 33.
Okay.
This is 30s.
30s.
But also we went to the zoo over the weekend.
Oh,
and
nice.
it was really cute. And like we did it really quickly. I don't know. I feel like some people go and spend the whole day there. That's just not us.
No.
We were like, obviously like Gabrielle isn't even 2 yet. So we were like, we need to do this very strategically and like focus on the big animals. And we were so lucky with the giraffes. We were so close to them. Like where that pole is, like
Stop.
less. And
my God.
all 5 of the giraffes were there. And there's a little baby one and it was like,
Oh my God.
flicking its legs up, and it was really
Cute.
sweet. It was really, really sweet.
Did you see the snow leopards?
I saw the snow leopards. I'll show you a photo.
Oh my God.
They're cubs.
Yeah.
Like the mum is called Nala or Naya or something. She has 4. So we saw 2 really cute up close, and then one was in the tree.
Yeah.
And also the lemurs. I didn't know this, but the lemurs,
Yeah.
you like walk into an enclosure and they're just there.
Oh my God. I
You
haven't
can't
been to the
touch
zoo.
them. Yeah, I'm a bit weird about the zoo, but it was actually
Me
really
too.
good. Yeah, I'm a bit weird about it,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm just going to look at it through like Gabrielle's lens. And it was
Exactly.
actually good. The one thing that I didn't like, there was just so many, I say this as a parent, there was so many kids there and just that like smell of like feet in
That's
some
kind of why I
places.
haven't been.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
Don't
not really something to do unless I
No,
have
don't go unless you have a kid.
a child.
Yeah, but the lemurs were cool.
Yeah.
Like you're
interesting.
literally like a meter away from
Oh my
them, and I
God.
was just thinking of King Julian.
I was going to say, that was a great impression.
Been attacked and eaten by the dreaded Fusa. But
Brilliant.
thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
I love
you.
having you on, Danii.
Thank
By the
you.
way, I should have mentioned, Elle's in Vietnam shooting for Miss Universe, and
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even know.
yes, and she was potentially going to join, and then her flight was like a crazy time. She had this crazy flight
Of
schedule.
course.
So
Yeah.
I was like, no. So I have you. I was going to do it on my own actually, and then I was like, no, it's more fun when I have
Yay.
you. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for listening,
Anytime.
guys. We will see you soon. And where to find Danii?
Instagram is Danii Clarkson with 2 eyes. And then TikTok is Danii with 2 eyes. What is it? Danii's Formula.
Danii's Formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is me.
And also, you're on YouTube now.
I am. That is coming hopefully this
Yeah.
week. Fingers crossed.
Yay! I need to subscribe. I'm not going to lie. I went to click subscribe and then it said you need to log in and then I haven't done it yet.
No,
so
valid. I
it's-
do that all the time.
Yeah, I was
Do
like,
not
I'll
stress.
get back to it.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.